saw it as a way of rousing the rabble.
Yeah.
You know, down the torpedoes full speed ahead and not trying to present a fair view, or you just don't inflame people for the sake of doing it.
No.
You know, that's
I think that's
tabloid
irresponsible.
journalism. What's that?
I think it's irresponsible.
And it's reckless, and it can get you sued. There's a lot of things that, and it's just, it's hurtful.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it is. And
I mean,
it's divisive in a community. And
They're already deciding all their pros there. Some of the countries aren't even sitting there.
well, why is it, I know, why is it?
Well, I guess
Well, they're-
The Olympics are,
It's funny how some of them have weights. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, talk while everybody's getting ready. I'll call the committee, the whole meeting in order. First item on the agenda is the public input period. Don't see anyone that wishes to talk to us, so we'll move right along. Need a motion to adopt the agenda. Moved by Moore, seconded by Blooming. Discussion on the agenda. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Unfinished business, continuation of the 14-18 draft financial plan. I'll just turn it over to the great crew we have sitting over there.
So, we called this meeting, simply because I believe we're getting very close to finalizing the budget and the 5-year financial plan. Some council members had indicated that they wanted to bring, some issues forward, and so we called this meeting for those issues to be brought forward and to also set, the date for the public consultation.
So first item is, what items does anyone wish to bring forward?
Any changes?
I had one just on draft 8, draft 7. The first couple of pages, they looked like there weren't any changes, and I didn't go look at each one. Were there any changes, or were they just two?
There was a duplication on the capital expenditure of 80,000 on draft 7. Draft 8 is just purely me correcting that.
Okay.
No other changes.
Perfect, that's great.
Okay, are we all good with that? Because I'm good with it.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, if there's no questions, we'll move right along
Well, wait, are we moving right along to what?
to setting a date
Oh,
for public consultation.
well, no, I had a couple other questions.
Oh, well, that's, you said you only had one, so.
No, I mean, I had one little. Sorry. You were dreaming, weren't you, Greg? On page 3, we talk about there's a summary of special projects, right? And then on page 14, they're all detailed. So those in the plan, the only place they show up is on page 3, special projects. And then page 14 is just the detail, but they're not, like, the one in particular I was looking at, like, the software upgrade for $30,000. It's not included on page 5 under info systems or something, right? It's just on special projects, and then it's totaled here on page 3.
Yes, that sounds correct.
Okay.
In terms of the page you're referring to, page 14, is that just a list of the special projects?
Yeah.
Yes, so the special projects, just in terms of that's just the detail.
Okay.
If you put the details together on that initial page, you'll come to the same figure.
Okay, that's good. And then they don't show up anywhere else?
No.
It's not like they're, okay.
No, that's
good.
just kind of a backup schedule.
That's good. And then also on page 14, and I got to get to page 14, on special projects, there's a few that were park information safety sign, doors on the Quonset hut, public works shop projects. Those I don't remember those being in special projects in an earlier iteration. I don't remember us talking about those. Does anybody else remember that?
No, they won't have been. I've included, so I went through in terms of what was included in the 2013 financial plan.
Yeah.
Looked if we'd actually done them yet or not. So for
So those are leftovers?
so yes, so for example, the park information safety signs, you'll see that's 7,000. If you go over to the right-hand side in terms of the funding, it's from the 2013 taxation.
Right.
So what I would just simply do is, at the end of 2013, I would move the unspent fund into the reserves, and then when we actually do that work in 2014, I would just simply move that back in. So
Okay.
it's kind of more just for information. In terms of financial impact for 2014, it's kind of nil.
Okay, that's good. I was just going to say, okay, well, are they still things we need to do? And, Darren's good on those,
Yep.
okay. And then I was also curious about the $20,000 a year on the arena upgrades. It seems sort of like it's a capital project. Is this something specific, or what are we doing with that?
We need to do a, like we talked about in our last meeting, an assessment.
Okay,
And, I mean, there's lots to be done in the arena. I just want to get a better priority list for the next 5 years.
okay. Okay, so I was wondering whether that was gonna include some of like the energy, that we did the energy audit, right? And there was a lot of savings
yes,
that they talked
you
about.
bet, and it may do.
Investment and then savings,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so that could be included.
And we're
Okay.
working on that right now to prioritize as far as, what we feel is, money well spent.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, that's good. And then the other thing I had there was on the AMIP and the AMFP. Is there any possibility that there's any grant funding available, like UBCM or one of the financial, or is there any place that we could get some help with that money rather than do it all through taxation?
I'd have to look into that one. I included that one more because we had a budget in 2013 and we've got 15,000 left over that we've not spent.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to complete it, as it currently stood, I was going to look at that work and try and do that.
Right, do it yourself.
Do it myself,
Right.
yes, exactly. I just have reservations of how many projects are going to be happening in 2014 and the
Mhm.
actual capacity.
Mhm.
So I just kind of put that in there in terms of, there's 15,000 from 2013, there's 10,000 in 2014 taxation. Whether we would spend that or not,
Mhm.
I don't know. I just wanted to include something there.
Or is it one that maybe we could push into 2015? I mean, because when you look at, we're getting our taxation is bumping up quite a bit, if there's things we could push off.
The round 2 of AGLG is on our capital asset management.
Oh, absolutely, you're right, I'm sorry, I forgot that.
So,
Okay, yeah, no, important. Okay, and then also the CWPP, when are we gonna have an idea about those costs?
We haven't got anything back yet saying
We
it's
haven't-
been approved or not.
Okay, so we still don't know, okay.
in terms of the CWPP though, in terms of our actual costs, from what I'm working with Don at the moment, is any of his costs would come out of the reserves that we've got for the CWPP.
Okay, so we wouldn't be taxing for it in any case this year?
I don't, no.
No.
Oh, that's nice.
So I've put it in there just for information, but we're speaking with Don, we're pretty much using up the last of the reserves
No
that
new-
we've got.
No new city funds.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great.
Um,
Okay, and then I was also looking at the dam safety audit. Is that something that we have to do because we have concerns, or is that something we could push along?
Yeah, that's something that we should do.
Okay. Okay, and... Okay, so now, and somebody else can, if they have questions, or else I can...
You're on a roll.
I'm on a roll, okay, page 15, page 15. I'm looking at Cook Avenue Ballpark, where we say it needs $80,000 worth of improvements. Now, we had talked about parks, and we got the, operations of the parks, but we didn't talk about capital needed in parks. And this is one, so we haven't talked about usage. Like, I don't know how much usage that park gets. Maybe it gets a lot, maybe it doesn't. Maybe we should sell it off and have somebody build condos there. I mean, what? Rather than run to put $80,000 into our financial plan for it. Because, as we know, sometimes when these things get into the financial plan, then Darren can run with it if he wants, right? And we haven't had, we said we were gonna have a conversation about parks, but we only looked at the operations of them, and and I wish Jill was here because she was the one on about parks.
Mhm.
But we haven't talked about some of the capital that's required. So I feel a little uncomfortable with $80,000 in for this year, without having that conversation. I don't know if anybody else does.
Well, go ahead.
Well, when we talked about this last time, there's an understanding that this isn't maybe strictly a parks expenditure. This is actually road work.
Road,
and
could be the road.
substrate, so
Yeah.
that's what I recall.
Yeah.
So if we, let's just devil's advocate, if we sold off that park, for instance, we'd still have to deal with the issue of
It'd be in a
$80,000.
much cheaper fashion, though. because it would just be fill, rather
Mhm.
than building a retaining element.
I don't know, I mean,
Well, I'm not
Is-
into closing parks when we put money into trails that aren't even in our community, and then we close parks that our seniors and our children use. I'm not into it, so if you're asking me to say
Well,
what
I'm
my
asking you to have
recommend,
it-
I'm
no.
just telling you, but if you're asking me what my recommendation would be, I'm not into closing parks, and, that's it.
yeah, I guess my concern was I feel like we need to sort of have a informed decision on putting $80,000 into a park or a road, you know, whatever.
Well-
So, I'll make a recommendation that we will, mothball that one, hold off on that one until we have a discussion about the park.
Just as soon as I get a second.
Oh, okay.
Oh, second to allow conversation here.
Okay, I think I've said what I wanted to
I
say.
mean, there's no real urgent liability issues to do this job, but it is, you know, it is sloughing, and there is drainage issues that make the park, very, not unusable, but not, it's not desirable to play in center field, right field at times.
Mhm.
So, but if council wishes, it's not something that is urgent to be done.
Mhm.
Like if it got put off for another year, we could deal with it.
And as usage, that park gets a hell of a lot of use.
It does.
Yeah, well, see, we haven't had that presented to council of how much use it gets, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I think,
Well, we've only got two ballparks in town, right?
Mhm.
We've got Centennial and then Cook.
Mhm.
Jubilee's not a ballpark.
mhm,
So it, yeah, it gets all, you know, all softball
And
usage
soccer.
and little kids soccer.
Yeah, mini soccer's still
Yeah.
on there.
mm,
Yeah.
With the delay of that project, is it worsening to the point that the expense in the end is increasing?
No,
Okay.
no.
well, maybe I could change my recommendation to just, put it off a year. I mean, we had it when,
Defer to 2014?
yeah, instead of 2014.
Who seconded it? You did? Okay. You okay with that? We'll just amend that, if you want to second it.
I'm okay with that amendment, yeah.
Okay, you
Okay,
won't keep beating
we'll
this
do
up?
it.
But okay, so what I've heard is that really that is doable from a risk management kind of perspective, that it could be delayed a year. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I'm just looking for ways we can
No, we
try
all
to
are.
cut down a little
We
bit,
all are.
right?
We've been looking for ways for quite a
I
while.
know, I know.
It's
Okay.
getting down to crunch time. Jody?
Mhm.
Okay, are we just passing the buck though? I mean, if it's something that has to be
That's
done,
right.
but it doesn't have to be done right now, and, you know,
Not gonna be-
labor and everything, I don't know, will be a few percentage points more next year. I mean, maybe that doesn't matter, but I don't know. I kind of feel like if we're not making a concrete decision about it, it feels like just passing responsibility by putting up a year, doesn't it?
I agree. Okay, anything further on that recommendation? No, all in favor? Opposed? Seated.
And that's all my questions.
That's all? Okay, anybody else?
Yeah, see, not bad.
Other than that. Okay, moving right along. It set a public consultation date for 2014-20. This is way too small typing on this financial plan. Staff, can you help us out there with some dates that are?
Well, we definitely need, 2 weeks to advertise, so it would be sometime past, I would suggest our March 24th meeting.
After March 24th.
So perhaps that Wednesday.
When do we get into
Oh, no,
Easter?
don't
Who
do
knows when that
Wednesday,
is?
I'm not sure.
I think that's mid-April,
When's Easter? Just
17th
so
or
that-
something?
Easter's April, yeah, 17, 18, 19, I believe.
Because I just don't want to have it close to that, because we might lose
What about that
all the
first week
people
of
that come in
April?
to see it.
All five of them?
The 5 of them, yeah, they might be going on holiday.
What about April the 1st, which is
That-
the Monday?
Oh, what do we have that day, though?
Sewerage.
Probably, is it, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
a bunch of sewer going on that day.
But, we want to have it on a Monday, though, eh?
Doesn't, it could be a Wednesday, it could be a
But-
Thursday.
But,
And you don't, we can't do it on the same day as the council meeting.
No, because, no, I have to set up, but no.
So,
It's good to have it.
can we do it the 26th, that Wednesday?
I'm not here that day, but,
No, that's 26th of March, you're talking?
Yeah.
I'm thinking the first week of April.
yeah, because spring break is this last 2 weeks of March,
Yeah.
so there'll be a
Yeah.
lot of people.
Oh, okay. Second, that's a Wednesday.
I don't know, is the golf course gonna be open?
Oh, you.
No, that's fine with me. It's up to you guys. Is that okay with you guys?
Yeah?
Yeah?
Okay.
Okay, so I get a motion for April 2nd.
I'll make it.
Moved by Moore, seconded by Walls. Any further discussion?
No.
All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Anything further? Seeing none, meeting's adjourned.
Now what are we gonna do?
Did you already eat
We ate our pizza already.
Go have something to eat.
Tracy, you gonna have to,
What happened? God, I should update your phone.
Your worship,
Never do it.
No.
What?
there is a suggestion that we, do the in-camera portion first.
Good
We could open-
idea.
We could open our regular and then go into in-camera, and then restart the regular at 7 o'clock.
No, I just,
We can't do that because we're just
I know we
opening.
can.
Yeah.
I know we may.
What about a phone call?
Yeah, I will now.
Sorry
I
about-
will now.
Oh, perfect, there we go.
We're gonna do the in-camera right now.
So, sorry folks, yeah, we're gonna close the
That's
doors
okay.
for,
My computer does not record.
No, that's good. Just take the recorder out of your service.
This year, I wanna carry.
Yeah, you're good.
It's so weird.
Here, wherever you are, or something.
Here, we're by.
Oh, I know it's fine.
Well, then, it's going down, or you just going down in the area, you're going down, I laughed.
because of the airport,
Yeah, that was good.
maybe the airport anymore.
Yeah, and economic development, the other way. What's that? Well, yeah, there's no taxation for the airport, there's no taxation for economic development.
Okay, how many are here? One, two, three, four. I can just gonna start this and then go to in-camera.
Well, for any of these, Dan.
Right.
Okay, so, you ready there, Ruth? Okay, I'd like to call the regular meeting to order and amend the agenda by placing, an in-camera discussion. I need to know the numbers, they're gonna be labor, right? Both labor.
Are those doors shut?
No, that's okay, I'm not going into the meeting, I'm just gonna get the formalities done.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so to revise the agenda, to start with an in-camera, with the issue, the reason being labor. Okay, so I need a motion for that. Moved by Blumey, seconded by Walls, okay? So, the first item is now we are going in camera.
Oh, yeah,
That-
we didn't have
No,
an
we don't have an
agenda.
agenda. We don't have
Yeah,
an
we didn't have
No,
an
we don't
agenda.
have.
By
an agenda.
email.
It's just-
That's right, that's right.
But I amended the regular agenda.
No, that's good, I was looking for something else.
So you good there, Cynthia, with the amendment to the regular agenda?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.